Am I wrong for saying I owe my ex's wife nothing and being quietly glad my kids don't consider her their second mom? My 30F marriage to my ex, 32 male, ended during my pregnancy with our son who is now 8. We divorced formally when he was 2 months old. But we separated at the very beginning of the pregnancy and co-parented our daughter, who is now 10, throughout that time, as difficult as it was. After the divorce was over, things turned more sour and we avoided each other except for exchanges. 2.5 years after our divorce was finalized, he introduced me to his then girlfriend, now wife, 33F, at a custody exchange. At first she seemed nice enough and I had no problem with her. I even thought she was nicer than him. But something I didn't know at the time was she took offense to me handing the kids to my ex instead of offering her one or both of them. I found this out 2 months later when our daughter's preschool had their play and she accused me of hogging my son throughout the performance and not giving her the chance to hold him. Then she brought up the exchange. She told me she was going to be their mommy too and I needed to get over my selfish hogging of our children, and by our she meant hers, mine and ex's. My ex stood back and said nothing. I told her that I wasn't hogging anyone, and at the exchange I did what I always do when the kids go to their dad. She told me I just didn't want to accept that soon enough I'd be number 2 mom and maybe they'd eventually call me by my first name and she'd be mom. After that she was tense whenever we attended the same event and the kids weren't exactly happy to see her. Something my ex said was all my fault because I didn't offer to let her hold our son, etc. Then she reported me to CPS with several false allegations of abuse. Her claims were wild and CPS cleared me of all wrongdoing. They said the report was anonymous, but then my ex's girlfriend told me it was disgusting that anyone could clear me and that she knew better, and then she said she'd prove I didn't deserve my kids. Following on from that, they booked their wedding on my custody time and it was when I had plans for us prearranged. I refused to cancel and told them to blame my ex since he had the schedule and calendar same as me. We always had a shared one through an app that told us whose week it was and what plans that couldn't be changed were. My commitment was first. They kept the date and got married without the kids there, which I was hated for. His wife has been vile to me ever since. She makes disgusting comments about my appearance and has called me a prostitute many times. She tried to turn my ex's family against me, and when it didn't work she tried to accuse me of parental alienation of the children. For years I have heard that the kids aren't as bonded with her as ex would expect or as they want the kids to be, and they only want me. Ex tried to get more custody as a result and the judge told him there was no cause for an increase from 50 to 50 custody, which we had from the beginning. Ex brought up the conversation again last month when we had an AITA meeting for our son. He told me that his wife has been around the kids since they were very young and she should be second mom to them, but they always correct him or her when they call her that, and they say she's not to others who call her their mom too. He told me I could be kinder to her and help with that. He said as a mom it's my job to make sure all the kids' parents are respected and loved and treated well. And he told me she takes good care of our kids, so I owe her some help with this. I told him I owe her nothing and to go back to those CPS allegations and realize I will never owe her or like her. Then via the app just a couple of weeks ago my ex said he feels like I'm glad our kids don't call her mom or consider her their second mom. He told me that I'm just being petty and an when I could be thinking of the kids' best interest. And that saying I owe his wife nothing is a bad attitude to hold as well. I won't lie, I am crazy happy the kids aren't super into this woman. I have never discouraged it and I always keep them out of drama the best that I can, and by that I mean, I can't influence what they see or hear at their dad's house. But I am quietly super happy. X isn't wrong about how I feel. AITA for saying I owe his wife nothing and for being glad my kids don't consider her their second mom.